Hello everybody, welcome, bienvenido a Dada. Here we are back in Dresden World 2 and it's been a while. I did intend to do quite a lot of videos on Dresden cabinets, but found it difficult to find the right services because they tend to take like a bit long. So I did try doing a few freight videos, but they all turned out badly because I just don't understand the PZB freight at the moment, or I can never remember it. So I'm constantly tripping because I'm not getting the braking curve right. But anyway, I thought I'll pick up an IRE1 service so I can do a faster service back on the 612, which is fast becoming one of my favorite trains in the game. But because the full route is like just under an hour, and every time I try and make a video, it ends up being like over an hour, and so it cuts me off on PS5 because you can't do anything longer than an hour. And I'm not getting into the faff of editing. That's just going to be add too much to it. Um, I thought I'd spawn in at Freeburg Sachs and pick up the service from here, which means it'll only be about 25, 30 minutes, hopefully, maybe 35, with all my talking. So there is a 612 coming. It's coming round the bend. And so I'm going to go to the end of the platform because for some reason they stop at the end of the platform. And wait for it there, and then I'll take over the service, and we're about, I think this is about halfway through the route. Yeah. So then we're going to go uh, east to Dresden. So we should be able to wait and see the train approaching from there. And then, yeah, I think there's one other stop between us and Dresden, because this is like a proper regional express type service. I don't know what the I stands for. I guess it's Intercity Regional Express, IRE. Uh, I mean, that, I guess, is what I would think. But then I don't know why you call it not just Intercity Express in that case. I don't know. I think it's just a designation for these trains in particular, tilting trains, but I'm not sure. I assume, given that they don't run on this line anymore, that they've been replaced with something else that maybe isn't an IRE. I don't know. I could just Google it. But anyway, let's have a look. Yes. Come on, open the doors. Let me in. I've got to be quick because they let me in. Let me in. You fools! Move! Get out of my way, fools! Because the drivers is not going to wait around long. Yes. Begin. Everything seems right. Yes. Vale. Right, lock doors. Is everything already turned on? Yes, I think it is. So I can get going. Now, I'm not going to turn on the safe systems because it's too late. I've already started. And I don't actually have another stop. So there's not going to be any time. But I can live with that. GST is on though, and that means GNT should be on. Actually, I don't know. We'll find out if the AI is running with the GNT. Maybe it isn't. Oh, listen to it. It's gorgeous, that sound. There doesn't seem to be, I mean, I'm assuming I'm not switching tracks or anything, so I can just accelerate to my heart's content. No, GNT must be on because it's going to give me that it's defaulted to give me the higher speed limits. Oh, look, we got a nice set of Dostos coming to contrast. Hello! Lovely. Lovely. I mean, I have to say, my experience with this route so far is that it's just so brilliantly modelled. Like, it's one of those things where there are obviously technical issues with some of the modelling. Like you'll find bits that aren't quite finished or were overlooked, but in terms of what the sort of environment they created, it feels so different to any other German route. It's just brilliant. I mean, I really am enjoying it. And this train is, I mean, it's been a while since I put like a train in the livery designer and tried to like create British Rail liveries and like use it on Northern Transpennine, but this is the train because it's just so fun. I mean, that tilt is just brilliant. Brilliant. I love the horn! I mean, it is a brilliant, brilliant train. Oh, I need to get going. Fun. The brakes aren't as strong as I remember. Ooh, but they take longer to come off. Okay, right. Is this a very tight curve? Yes. Oh, it's like a proper 90-degree curve. Oh, it's lovely. I do love that sound as well. I still think that screeching shouldn't end so abruptly, but I haven't seen anything specific written about it, so being a sound bug, so I have no idea. Yes, so a lot's happened since I made my last video. We have confirmation of the next British route, which is also the first steam route in TSW, which will be Liverpool to Crewe on the West Coast Main Line, set in 1958, with a I'm not going to remember the class name. It's like with two steam engines, a freight one and a passenger one. And it looks interesting, I'll be honest. Like, I mean, I will buy it easily. Not massively like calling for steam, it's not, but it's such a different thing. Like, I can't see any good reason not to have it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And Liverpool Crewe should be a good one. Being a really historic route, like 60 years old, that will be interesting to see what their approach to modelling it is. And I'm interested to see as well what we get in terms of tutorials to teach us how to use this monumental, difficult engine. Because compared to a modern train, it's even the diesels on Northern Transpennine or Western Pacific Railway, it's going to be difficult. There's not just like turn it on and put the reverser forward and go forward. It's like, no, you need to like sort your pressure out, and for that, like, I don't think it's a massive. Oh, actually, it might be. Yeah, actually, I think it is quite a hilly route. Oh, look at this, we're at full tilt. But it's going to be a good one to be able to take steam trains on other routes as well, like as heritage tours. Like doing that on the Brighton Main Line will be absolutely stunning. If there is a heritage layer in there, which I can't remember if there is. I don't think there is. Oh god, I really hope they put one in for steam engine. Because I mean, it's one thing doing it in the scenario planner and then having to like make all the traffic, which isn't like the end of the world. Like, you've seen my video on West Cornwall local with the GWR inspired route. You can make a route that feels fairly busy, but it's effort, you know, and it's not quite the same because you won't, like, you can't create very like lots of busyness in the same way as like just putting a train into a timetable does it. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm trying to think of the routes where there's heritage. There's like they included rail tours. So there's definitely South Eastern High Speed has one. This route, they hinted at there being one, but I mean, I doubt there'd be a British train laid into it. So that's like a moot point. Other routes, Northern Transpennine is going through the preservation process, so might have had something put in. It was obviously Western State Railway, but that's a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit, so it'll just be super frustrating to drive a train. And what other British routes are there now that I think about it? Oh, this Tees what's it? Tees Valley Line? Yeah. 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 Well, what can I say? No, it's not my favorite. I haven't reinstalled it on PS5. I'm not dedicating my DLC limit to that. And what else? Where other British routes are there? Why is it so difficult to think of them? Oh, Great Western. That would be because that's going through preservation collection. That would be amazing because that would give you real speed with a steam engine because it's a flat line with high speeds. You could really put it to the test. That would be a great one to put into a timetable as well, like going past the HSTs and all of that. Um, God, I'm still waiting for them to bloody give us the HST and the livery designer. All I want is and the 166. All I want is a 166 in Network Southeast livery and a 126, a 125 in Intercity Swallow livery. Literally all I want. That's all I want, and I will be content with Great Western. They don't have to do anything else. I don't care about the PIS or anything like that. I just want that. Ooh, look at this. Top speed. Top speed! It'd be interesting as well what they do with Crew to Liverpool because, or Liverpool Crew, whichever way you say it, because it would be a really good example of a line that you could rebuild in the modern era as well. So you had both, because obviously 958 is, I think maybe the Liverpool, maybe the bit between, I don't know actually now that I think about it, how much if any of it was electrified prior to the West Coast Main Line electrification, but it probably wouldn't have been like AC electrified. But yeah, I mean, obviously it will have changed dramatically if you try and set that in the modern. Oh no! If you try and set it in the modern era, lots of the junctions would have changed, the branches off it, and speed limits obviously, and because it was heavily remodeled for the tilting train speeds and all of that, yeah, you're basically gonna have to rebuild the line twice. But still, I would argue you would that and you'd at least have all of the research on the land and the gradients and things like that. And most people would probably still buy both. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not massively fussed. Like, it's really not that killer for me. Good for them that they're bringing steam. And I think maybe, I don't know which one's going to come. I need to check the roadmap. But I don't know if the American route's going to come before it. They made it sound like this is a couple of months up. Well, no, a few. Well, they said it's months away. So I would assume Easter maybe. But then between then and now, and they also said that Horseshoe Curve was delayed. So that isn't coming anytime soon, and they haven't really said much about the Harlem Railroad route. Oh, I'm going too fast. Okay, well GNT is not turned on because I'm not getting any warnings or anything. That's fine. Much easier to play this way and talk, and not have to have an emergency brake application. So where are we now? Oh yes, well THRANTTER's there, I think. Yep. So like we're on the descent. I'm excited though, especially because the time period it said 958. There would have been prototype diesels around that time. You wouldn't have got like any of the big, like the sort of engines that became synonymous with the West Coast Main Line while it was pre-electrification, like I think it's the 52. And but still, you'd have had prototypes or like lesser known diesel units, and certainly the Class 08 would have been around at that time because the little the Gronks were like the test bed for diesel traction back in the 40s. I mean, small little shunting duties because they only really have like a proper diesel engine, like a car. Um, they're not like diesel hydraulics or diesel electrics, but they kind of like would have ushered the way in one way or another. Right now, gosh, it's difficult to maintain speed on this down, isn't it? This downhill. It reminds me of the Rosalini, which I need to get reinstalled to check what the update was like. But then I don't know what my limit's like. I think I can't remember. I don't think I've even hit it. But when there was a problem downloading this when it was released on PS5, it took 24 hours to get it. At that time, I think I deleted some things just because I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to hit the limit at this point. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But yeah, I will delete what I have to get my Steam route when it finally comes. Oh, for God's sake, Luke. When it finally comes. I mean, I'm happy to wait. It's funny to think it's already like the end of January is already here. I'm like, oh god, time is going so fast. I mean, time is going fast, but like, you know, things are happening, you know. I mean, too much is happening in the world. Whee! Flatness, finally. Where are we? Yeah. And on PC, I did buy Clinchfield Railroad, which I'm slowly getting to grips with. I mean, there was a ridiculously cheap sale. I can't remember how much it was, but like something absurdly cheap. And I was like, you know what? I want the F7. Like, if nothing else, I want the F7. But actually, I've been fairly impressed with the route as a built route. I'm impressed by it, but also as a the services are interesting. Like they do take time. That was one service I did, and it said like this should take 40 minutes. So I was like, okay, schedule for 40 minutes, so that should be easy. And I think it took me like an hour and 30. And I'm not even sure what. It just seemed to be that like one, I kept forgetting how to bloody use the loco. It's a funny one. And then there was what was it? No, I did the training. That's what it was. And the training was supposed to take 40 minutes, and it took an hour and 20 because you had to keep going changing cabs. And I was just useless. I literally was forgetting to close something and blah blah. To be fair, they didn't teach me enough to know what I was doing. They sort of taught you how to set up the cab and not how to close it down. And so I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's definitely one of those routes where I hope they make use of that train elsewhere. Like the version of that train, the S7 was kind of like one of those trains that was spawned from a whole group of the same kind of train used in different ways. So there are like passenger variations of it, which I think may have came earlier. And I would love that kind of historic American diesel route with steam as well. Oh, that'd be so brilliant. But yeah, that kind of thing I don't get my hopes up for because I imagine steam engines are quite difficult to develop in comparison to a diesel in America. Well, oh, sugar. I don't know why I'm not paying any attention to the hood. It's weird. I'm like constantly focusing on the truck ahead of me. Oh, and look, But the speed, it's gone back up anyway. Full speed ahead. Here we go. Right. Great. And it's only just occurred. It took me a while to figure out where the bloody the narrow gauge railway was, but it's here. Here. Oh wait, no, is it there? I can't remember. We'll see as we go past. Because I kept trying to find it, and I thought it was at this end of the line for some reason. And it's here. I just had this vision that when I went there, it took ages to get there from Dresden, but we must have just gone on a regional service. Or an S-Bahn service. And it wouldn't have taken that long because it's not that many stops. But yeah, it's cute. And that would be a nice one to have in the game as well. We'll see, I guess. Oi! This time I noticed the speed reduction, so I'm learning by trial and error. Mostly error. Love it. Oh, love it. Gorgeous. Love it. Oh, and here's the narrow gauge railway now. It's very narrow. And I live in Spain, as I always say, but I'm not showing up. It just is, and they have broad gauge rails here. There they are. There's the little narrow gauge railway, and so like even these are narrow for me. Terrible time of day for light. Do we have a turn coming up? Well, I might be able to. I'll probably just take a picture of Dresden. I think I've mentioned it before. I think this route is great for speed changes as well. Like you really are on your mark. That's why with safety systems it's so difficult, and why this like every new route that I'm like, yeah, I can just use all my knowledge, my accumulated knowledge from for PZB, and I can just put it to use straight up from the off, and then immediately know because the GNT clashes with it, and it's difficult to know. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Over the speed limit as it is, let alone the one that I need to be reducing for. Whee. Come on! Get that to 10, that's fine. Cool. You know what I would say about this route? It feels the most German. Oh, and that's actually what's coming up. We've got the expansion pack for the 3 base routes: Bakerloo, Colnarcon, and Sapatch Grade. From what I saw on the Festival of Rail. I don't know what the hell it's called. From the preview they did, it's mostly focused around Colnarcon in terms of they've created a new timetable, more busy, with the proper S-Bahn trains. Possibly more different locos are going to layer in. There's a 101 coming in. That for me is like probably worth 12 quid by itself. I don't know. They haven't really said much about the Bakerloo line other than there's going to be a new livery. but whether there's going to be like a here, use this timetable, which is like 1970 something, so all the trains are in that livery, or it's just that you can choose this livery and drive on it. I can't remember. Sandpatch Grade, there's a loco layered in from Clinchfield. Well, oh, not, I don't think it's layered in. I think it's new to Clinchfield, with a new CSX livery. I might dabble again in Sandpatch Grade as it's like kind of a cool base route, and I am enjoying Clinchfield, and so I can see myself getting a little bit into Sandpatch Grade, but I just don't really like those more modern American locos, freight locos. Oh, so we'll see. I mean, I'm doing terrible on the speed limits here, but what I will say is that when I'm taking this train on Northern Transpennine, which I will eventually do a bloody video for, it's been a hell of a lot worse. Because I've just been like, oh, I think I can go 20% over the speed limit on this line, with the tilt on, and it's like, you not really. Oh, we've got a yellow coming up. Why is that? Oh, is that because I'm actually just coming to Dresden, I think, yeah. Oh, and there's a train possibly on my line. Okay, right, yeah. I love the approach to Dresden from either this one or Dresden, Reese to Dresden, but on here there are lots of trains when you get to Dresden, so it's actually good. Um, yeah, being slowed down. I think to go to into Dresden. I think I'm not sure. Oh well, yeah, we're 1.7 kilometers away, so it makes sense. Hello, Railpool, Fuzzy Duster. Well, let's get down to 40 and clunker into Dresden. Love driving past and seeing all these trains in the yard. It makes a difference, and that's why the Colnarken upgrade will alone be worth it because they filled out the sidings and stuff like that with like trains galore. Ooh, look, and we can see my APT prototype livery over there. Oh, that's what's awaiting for you. Right, how early? Oh, I've still got 3 minutes. And how far am I? I'm still over a kilometer. Oh dear. Dear. Okay, off. Let's saunter in. See where we're going. Oh, beautiful. Oh, Dios mío. Dios mío. Steep. Gorgeous. Can I just get one without shadow? Oh, that might be the picture with the nice little 143 hanging out. Oh, I don't think I've ever been put into this platform over here. Oh, I should probably start breaking. Ah! Yes, 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 yes. I know I need to. Oh, that's good enough. Oof, oof, oof. Love it. Love it. I want to create that little bit of magic, busyness. Perfect. I think that picture is perfect. Or maybe from up here. So I can put my title in. And oh, yes, yes. Oh, yes. Perfect. I do like when they do things that, like, sure, maybe it wouldn't actually be this busy at this time in real life, but here it is, and it's great. Oh, that train's coming in as well. Wonder, well, that's enough. That's like a good length for a video, and oh, look at the look at my stop accuracy on the stations I didn't stop at. Perfect. But yeah, this is great. This route is, I still think, you know what, it's up there. It's top tier, I would say. And this train top tier as well. Easily, I would put it up there with any of the best routes in the game. And I'm I'm thinking of how to utilize this train elsewhere. I try and do a Northern Transpennine run with it. In my brief, you got the brief glimpse of the delivery that I'm going to run it in. I've come up with a little bit of a background story for it as well, and tried to make use of some of the other trains on the line to pad it out. I was thinking of trying to do it as well on maybe West Cornwall, but we'll see. Because that's not as curvy to any significant degree that it would make it a big difference to speed one way. Well, maybe, maybe. Uh, yeah, maybe it does have curves and low speed, so having that boost of 20% might make a difference. Um, and then there's I mean, well, there'd be lines like East Coast Way, but that again, it's not super curvy. Like the speeds on there are pretty good. And yeah, I need to do a run with the 313 as well, on Brighton Main Line because it's a good one, but so difficult. I literally, I can't. I literally have been struggling to make a video for that for like a month and a half because it's so difficult to do the full run of the line with the safe distance on because I keep running past yellows because I'm constantly following the train ahead of me. Or when I do it, it's after work. I'm tired. And that's probably going to get worse because I got a promotion, and which probably means more brain work during the day. But that's cool. Gives me more context and understanding of the games industry. So every small step counts, and yeah, hopefully I'll have some more content. I mean, as there's nothing new coming out for a while. Well, no, the base route upgrade pack will be coming out in the next few weeks, I guess. Probably no more than 3 weeks. And then who knows? But for now, I think I'll try and focus on this train on other routes. I may fiddle about with the scenario planner a bit more on some other routes, see what happens with it, what I can what I can create. But yeah, as always, any requests, questions, pop them in the comments, and have a great period of time appropriate for where you are and the time you're watching it. Hasta luego.